everybody, welcome back to Stacy So and So. I'm so glad you decided to join me again this week. And I wanted to take a moment too and thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel recently. Welcome. I hope that you enjoy the videos that I make. Today's video is going to be an extension from the past 2 weeks. We're just adding things together to make a little gift. So this week's video is going to be about how to make these cute little bookmarks. And I will do a little blurb at the end on how to make the little pom-poms if you like them. You don't have to. Truth is, you can make the bookmarks without anything on top. You can use ribbon. So this is what we're going to be working on today. So just as a quick reminder, these are the items that we have made so far. And the bookmark is going to match these so that you can put them all together as a nice little gift. So let's get started and I will show you what you need to do today's project. You're going to need either pens or a marking tool, some coordinating thread for your fabric. We're going to use the same fabric so everything matches. You're going to need some interfacing, or if you don't have any, this is a piece of felt that will also work. Your favorite cutting tool, and you're going to need a ruler for measuring. Now, as an option, you might want to have some coordinating ribbon for decorating to put at the top of your bookmark, or you might want to invest in the pom-pom maker and some yarn. Now I'll find this. I'm pretty sure they still make it. I will include the link for that in the description below in case you want to get one. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is cut 2 pieces of your fabric plus 1 piece of your interfacing or felt. And these are going to be 2.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So once you get them cut, what you're going to do is lay right sides together on your 2 outer pieces. There we go. And then you're going to take your piece of felt, like I'm using, or as if you're using backing or interfacing, whatever you want, and lay that on top like so. Now, it's a good idea because I know fabric and stuff can tend to shift. So just, put a couple of pins in just to hold it in place for when you transport it to your machine. Now, have this side up. It's best not to have your facing or your felt this way when you're sewing it, because I've noticed, at least on my machine, this tends to get kind of tangled up with the feed dogs and the metal, so have that side up. Now, you're going to stitch about 3/8 of an inch on 3 sides. You've got to leave one side open so we can turn it right side out. So you're going to stitch up and then across and back down this side. Be sure to back stitch at the beginning and at the end. And then meet me back here and we'll move on to step 2. Okay, so now I have mine all sewn together. Hopefully you do too. Now the one thing I always seem to first tell you guys is make sure you have something to help poke out the corners. I'm going to use a chopstick today. This also helps turn it right side out. So you want to open it up so that you can see both pieces of your good fabric. And you're going to now turn this right side out. And it can be tedious, as you can see. So go turn yours out and then meet me back here and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so of course I went to poke mine through, and what I do went right through one of the corners, so I had to turn it back out and fix it. But now your bookmark should look like this. Now before we move on, you have to decide if you want to have a little pom-pom at the top or if you just want to do ribbon. If you want to do ribbon, figure out how long, go ahead and cut it. But if you want to do a pom-pom, I'm going to show you real quick how to do that. So if you get this little kit, you get 4 little pom-pom makers. I use the little tiny one. And I'm going to show you very quickly how to do this. First things first, cut yourself two pieces of string that are at least, or two pieces of yarn that are at least, say 12 inches, because you can always trim it down. And when you get your little pom-pom maker, you're going to open it up like this. Okay? All right. Then grab your yarn, and you can leave a piece hanging down if you want. And what you're going to do, you're going to wrap yarn on this half, then pull it around, and you're going to do it on the other half. So I want to start, I'll do it this way. I'll start this way. And on the small one, I think I do like 35 times. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. And just kind of go around to either side. I'm not counting very well, but that's okay. You want it to be pretty full, so. And sometimes it's good just to eyeball it. And you don't have to worry about it being, perfectly even. Okay. So now I've got it as full as I want it, and you're going to fold it over like that. Turn it around. Come over to your other side. Oops, I got stuck. There we go. And do it again. Okay, so I'm going to finish. Well, we'll just go ahead and do it now. Almost there. So I apologize now if I couldn't figure out in editing how to speed this part up and you're watching it. I apologize. Not always the most tech savvy person. Okay, so that's full enough now. And it looks like that. Now, I'm going to cut that part off because we're not going to need it. Now, the next thing you want to do, you got both sides done. Do not let this open up on you. Take a small pair of very sharp scissors and cut up the center like this. Do your best to hold it in place, and then do the other side. One side's usually easier to get started than the other. There we go. The hard part is just making sure that your scissors are really sharp. They're pointy. You really want to appear it's pointy to get them in there. Okay, so now it looks like this. This is where you need these two strings. See how you're going to sandwich that right in between. Whatever you do, don't let it open up on you, because otherwise you'll have to start all over. Okay. You want them to be pretty even. Okay, so it looks like this. You've got it sandwiched up between the two of there. Now you're just going to I would tie a couple of really strong knots. And the reason you want them pretty even is because those are what you're going to end up braiding. Okay. To make the little string that holds the pom-pom. Okay. So now that you've got it tied really tight, you can open it up and you pull it apart and you have a little pom-pom. So now you have to kind of see these little haircuts. So if you're doing a pom-pom, go make your pom-pom, give them a little hair trim, whatever you do. Don't cut these long strings right here, the ones that you tied with, and I'll show you why in just a second. So you've got your little pom-pom, looks a little bit like a jellyfish, and you have probably 4 strands hanging down. You only need 3 for braiding. So just take one of them, give a little hair clip, there we go, give her, so that it blends into the rest of the little hair trim you gave it. So now all you have to do is braid these down and then tie a knot at the bottom. Okay, so now we are at the home stretch. So I have my pom-pom ready and we have our bookmark ready. So what you're going to do very simply is just turn the top in about 1/4 inch like so. Try to measure it up. There we go. Seam to seam. Get it nice and even. Maybe finger press it down a little bit. Okay. This is a good idea to have pins. My pins aren't here. They're never where I want them. Okay. So here we go. Then you just take your ribbon or your pom-pom. Now, that's why I put a knot in mine. Like, I make sure the knot is down just a little bit because we're going to top stitch all the way around the top, or all the way around the edges, I should say. And so I want to make sure I have a pin to hold that in place. See, that's going to be really cute. So now all you have to do is top stitch this closed and all the way around the sides. Be sure to, back stitch at the beginning and back stitch at the end. Then meet me back here and we'll be done. And we are done. They are so cute. I love putting the pom-poms on them. I know they're not for everybody, but I think they're adorable. And this looks really great with, pair it with the picture frame that we made the first week and the journal that we made last week. And it makes a really nice gift for a teacher or for a friend, for your mom. The other thing that you could do, if you have a reader in your life, someone who, they're one of those people that always has their nose in a book, you could make a series of these. I did this one year. People loved it. I do a series of bookmarks, one for each season, package them all together in a little cellophane bag, tied up with a bow, and a little tag on it that says Seasons Readings. And so they have a bookmark for each season. So, you want to pick something that looks like spring, something that looks like summer, something else that maybe looks like fall, maybe snowflakes for winter. But these can be so cute. The other thing that you can do if you don't want to do pom-poms and you want ribbon, but you want something off the end, you can go to any craft store and buy cute little charms. I know at Christmas time I've seen them, look like little candy canes or snowflakes. And so you could put those on the ends of the ribbon just to make it a little bit more special. So I hope you enjoyed this week's tutorial. I know it was, pretty short and sweet and very simple, but you know what? Sometimes the simple projects are the sweetest. So thank you guys so much for joining me again this week, and I will be back again next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, so it's going to be a surprise, but I will be back next week. Happy sewing, everybody.